So, is this app better than Notion? Can it compare? Today, we are doing another battle of the productivity apps. If you are new here, I do this series where I compare two productivity apps or softwares to see which one's better for you and what to use them for in specific. So today we are doing Notion versus Craft, and I'm going deep dive into everything, my first impressions, and what I think you should use. So let's just get straight on into it. So I wanted to start off with Notion because I feel like a lot of you guys are already pretty comfortable with Notion and have heard of it. I feel like it's everywhere. It's a pretty common software database. Going a little bit into what Notion has to offer, you can make different databases. You can kind of set up everything just to make your perfect productivity setup. And you can use it web-based and over your phone, like on an app. So that is really cool. Here is my dashboard database. I have my content planner. You can integrate your calendar like Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, which is really nice. I have something for my nails where I track money wise and it sums everything up for you. I also have I just have a bunch of different things, to be honest. This is my Studying Angel tab, which is everything like admin. One thing that I love about Notion is it's very aesthetic. You can make everything very customizable. I will say it did take me a long time to figure out how to use Notion in general. I really had to watch videos like this or take other people's templates and then make it my own, because that was kind of the only way that I could do it. And I like to make separate pages for everything. One thing is you can literally hit the backslash, or if you just put a backslash, it gives you a bunch of different options to make new pages and things like that. So all these pages that you're looking at, I literally just hit backslash. You can turn that into the page, or you can highlight it and tell it to turn it into the page, which is really nice. I feel also it's just easy to customize, make aesthetic. I feel a lot of people grasp towards this. My school page is the one that I use the most. So you can add widgets. You can backslash it again and add the widgets. You can add in a calendar. You can add in your Spotify if you want to have a certain playlist while you're using the page. I've tried that before. It works. The only thing is you have to make sure you're logged in. Here are my to-do lists. You can make different columns. Again, this is under the backslash, so it's kind of just easier to have everything there. And you can from there, you can look at your font, make sure you like the font. You can change the color. This table is a table collection. And I like this because it holds all of my school assignments. I talk about this page literally in every single one of my videos because I love my school setup, I guess you could say. One of the things I will say, a lot of you guys have mentioned this to me, is that you feel Notion is very advanced. It's hard to understand. I totally understand that, and I would agree. It does have a lot of different features though. I was looking at it when making this video. If you hit the backslash, which I'll show you in a second, it pulls up so many different apps, so many different tools that you can use to make this page fully customizable. If you're a coder, you can add in codes or different things. Look at this backslash. Look at all these things you can add. You can add audio. You can add videos. You can add images. You can add different tables. And the cool thing is they're constantly adding new stuff. They recently added AI, whether you like it or not. I feel AI is here to stay. Very sad, but it's kind of taking over everything. So they have AI. So if you like to have that into your thing, they do have it. If you don't, then something to keep in mind. But I was shocked with how many things that they have on here. So I feel every time I do one of these videos is when I realize how many things I have. I've also never really been to this homepage. So it kind of shows you all the pages that you've been to recently. You can also link it up to your Google Calendar, Apple Calendar. You can link it up to your email, which is crazy. And it is also very collaborative. So you can add people to your Notion space if you are someone who's in a team. I personally just use it for personal use. So content creation, school, things like that, and that keeps me everything. You can also hit the three dots in the corner, the right hand corner, and you can change a lot of the other things. You can change the font of it, you can change the text, you can ask it to use AI. Obviously, you can also look at different versions of it. So if you're using it in a team, then you can see what everyone has added. So obviously I've love Notion. I've been using it for years. I do recommend it, but I will say it is a little bit like complex to understand in the beginning, but it does have a lot of tools. So that is why I feel like it's versatile for everyone, because there's so many things that everyone can use. So that's just like something to keep in mind, just like a brief overview of Notion, because we could be here for days talking about all the tools, to be honest. Moving right along with Craft, if you look up Craft, I would look up Craft Docs specifically, and it pulls you up to their webpage. And the webpage is actually really nice because it has a lot of different information. And then from there, you can get started, sign up with your email, just kind of like Notion, the same kind of situation. They also do pull up like plans for you to like pay for it. I guess technically Notion has the same thing, but I feel like the free version is just so much better that you really don't feel the need to like pay for anything with Notion, if that makes any sense. But with Craft, I was very shocked. Once you like log in, they have a bunch of different handbooks, videos, like they provide you with a lot of resources so that you know like what you're doing. Then when you create a dashboard like I did on the side, it pulls up all your tasks, any files, any documents or anything, and you can like easily search between all of your tasks. On the right hand side, you have all the things that you can add. So you can add in a page, you can add in a card. A card is kind of just like a page, just kind of makes it look a little bit more aesthetic from what I've found. You can also add a file, an image. I don't think you can really add a widget, but they do have a whiteboard. So you can literally add a whiteboard and like write on there if you're like studying or anything like that. I really like that. You can also add washi tape, so it's like a little like divider between everything. You can make a page break. So I guess the whole thing is for this whole page to look like a piece of paper type of situation. So you can have a little page break between it. You can insert a table. The good thing about this that's very similar to Notion is if you're comfortable with Notion, you hit the backslash and it shows you all of the different features that you can have. So it pulls up like how to make a to-do list, how to change the font, how to add a table, how to add a table collection, which is a little bit different than a table. A table collection, you have like kind of like my I guess student assignment tracker. It pulls up like different things that you can do. Now, I will say that Craft is very beginner friendly. I was able to pick this up within a day. I was just like kind of messing around with it for a day, and then I spent the week using it to like really test out and like have my thoughts. Here's the table collection. So this is kind of the same concept as my reading assignment tracker, so that's good. But I really like that they have different templates and you can integrate them into your actual like page, which is really nice. And if you hit the backslash, that's kind of how you, I guess, maneuver around everything. Either you use the right hand side or you can hit that backslash. So I have like my goals, and then I have a page on the bottom where I have a table. This is like the Mediterranean diet, and it has like the washi tape in the middle, which I think is so cute, so aesthetic. I will say I feel like this is way more aesthetic than Notion, like very customizable. Then I have a to-do list. The to-do list, you can add the date and it will add it to the left-hand side when you kind of open the app. That's another thing. You can have it web-based like Notion, or you can also have it an app. So both of these productivity softwares have apps. I also recreated my assignment tracker in like the exact same way. But it was way easier to like figure out because it kind of like shows you like you hit the plus sign at the end and you can add like different fields. The first one you can't change, it has to be a title, but then the next one after that, I realized you can change it. It literally says like edit field and then look at all of these options. You can add a phone number, you can add an email. I don't know if you can do that on Notion. I've never really like seen that. My next like card or page is for my like Studying Angel like home base. So I started off with a table because I didn't know how to originally add a table collection. I realized that you can add a table collection literally just by like hitting the backslash and scrolling all the way down, and it shows you the table collection. The table collection is more, it's not just like a simple table. It kind of helps you a little bit. So like if you want to have like a checklist of things or like assignment trackers, this would be way better than just having a normal table. That table is the one that you see on this right hand side. I think of those more as like ones that you can handwrite and it's kind of like used for notes. This one is more of like an actual tracker slash kind of a database, I would say, and you can change all of the things. Another thing I really like is you can copy and paste things pretty like easily. Not the links though. I feel like the links did not transfer very well, but it was easy to understand. That's just one thing I really, really liked. Another thing that I realized is, again, with the templates, they have so many templates to choose from, and you can honestly just like integrate that if you want to like start off and you don't want to make your own thing. I think what helped with creating a database is knowing and testing out other productivity apps. So again, that's why I said if you're comfortable with Notion, this is going to be a piece of cake, because when I was using it, I was like, okay, this is really easy to understand. If you've never used anything before, I think it would take a little bit for you to like understand how to do everything, just because it's kind of daunting to start off with a blank page. But then from there, you can like, if you hit the backslash or you have the right hand side, you can kind of customize it however you want. One thing I did notice is there's no calendar. So if you guys remember, let's draw back to my Notion page. For my content planner, I had a like actual calendar. So that calendar wasn't linked to any of my actual, I don't know. It wasn't linked to anything, but it was just a calendar that I can use and put like different events and everything. So that's one thing that I figured out that doesn't really have that, or maybe I just haven't found it yet. If you are like a craft pro or you know like different features I don't mention, comment them down below so that like we can all learn from this, because obviously I'm not a pro or anything. This is just me testing them out. Look at all of these different templates. Like I scrolled forever and I literally found so many cute ones, and I like this a lot because it's super customizable. I feel like Notion doesn't come with like templates of how to like color combinations or things that would look cute and aesthetic. That's one thing. It comes with a bunch of different handbooks, a bunch of different videos for you to start off. I also feel like Notion doesn't do that, but I could be wrong. One thing that I did figure out is there is a limited amount of space. You can only have a certain amount of blocks, which if you've watched my other productivity, like Battle of the Productivity apps, Milanote was kind of like that, where you have to pay to kind of actually have all the blocks and all of the things. So it does have limited space, which I don't like, because I feel like restricted. I loved the way that my dashboard came out. I'm going to be honest. I feel like it was really easy to understand and like pick up, but I don't like that it's a limited space. So I feel like if you're a student, you would really like this because you can like type your notes really easily and make them super cute. You can also collaborate with people just like, in Notion. So that's another thing. On the calendar tab, it doesn't really have an actual calendar. It's more of like a list of the day. So here's a comparison. I would say Notion is way more like advanced. They do have the integrated calendar that I really like, where you can put, an actual calendar view. Craft does not have that. Notion is also completely free and it has more tools. Craft, on the other hand, is very beginner friendly. I would say they don't have the integrated calendar, like I said. The limited space is kind of like I don't know how to feel about that yet, because I haven't run into the fact where I'm like, okay, I'm running out of space. I do think I could probably delete things, but I don't really want to do that. I will say though, Craft is so aesthetic. If you are like trying to be like on your like aesthetic game this year, I loved that part of it. The amount of templates that it has, I highly recommend them. So as far as who won this battle of the productivity app, I feel like I say this every time, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for really advanced tech stuff and you know how to code, Notion. But if you are a student or someone who's a beginner trying to just be aesthetic, go with Craft. I love Craft. I'm going to continue using it. I really liked it. I honestly stopped using Notion. I wanted to use both of them at the same time. I feel like I just wanted to use Craft the whole time. So that's a plus. I will say I have to venture out a little bit with the whole limited space thing because I don't want to pay for anything. We're balling on a budget. So that is it for today's video. Definitely let me know who you think won this battle of the productivity apps. I feel like I'm a little in between. As I've said, I feel like depending on what you're looking for, I love the aesthetics of Craft. I love how it looks. I love how easy it is, but I always feel like I go back to Notion after these. So definitely let me know in the comments, and make sure to subscribe and the bell so you don't miss another one of my videos, and stay tuned until next Sunday's video, because I promise you guys it will be an amazing one. Thank you for all your love and support. Bye, angels.